this event, I think, to be able to link into other things which are going on the same day around the world is so special, never happens, so, phew. But now we have Mr. Jack Fellows, who you've already been introduced to quite a lot by Sammy. So Jack works for Kickstart Social Enterprise, we can call it a social enterprise? Okay, and he was an ICS Challenges Worldwide volunteer in Ghana. His Kickstart Social Enterprise is called the Social Mercenary, and there is a merch stand on the back left if you're interested in more information. So he's going to be kick-starting his organisation in the next year or so, and it's an ethical Ghanaian fashion business. So, welcome to the stage, Mr. Jack Fellows!
Thank you guys. So you might wonder why I'm in all these funky garms, but Sammy and Kelly both gave them away. It was absolutely incredible to see them. I wasn't really expecting that. So I'm going to talk to you about the Social Mercenary and about my placement and about how my placement actually led me to create this. So just a quick overview. The Social Mercenary, we produce ethical apparel from Ghana using Ghanaian prints. So it's locally sourced and locally made, which is obviously fantastic. So I'm just going to talk to you about my ICS placement within Ghana, and before that, I think this is the clicker, so yes. Right, yeah. Oh, that's a nice transition. So that was my hair, believe it or not. And so this was my fundraising campaign. And I'm just going to talk to you about the skills that I gained through my ICS placement. So my hair was this long, it took 2 years to grow, and I shaved it all off. I donated it to the Princess's Trust. So it went to kids that are going through chemotherapy and things like that. It raised £1,200, and it was fantastic because I learned about social media, I learned about marketing, and it just provided me with so many skills. And so leading on through this, and this basically embedded into my actual ICS placement within Ghana with Challenges Worldwide. So this is the Challenges Worldwide team. Kelly's over here. Sammy was in Kumasi, which was the other town, and this is me. And my company was called MJAP, and we smoked fish. So it was quite a smelly business, but it was really enjoyable. I was actually head of the communications committee, and that was literally from the success of this previous campaign that I run. And it was just such an amazing experience. We went on radio, local within Ghana. We were producing really, really cool blog posts. Everyone was working really, really hard with their businesses, and at the end of the cycle, when we were actually presenting the companies that we'd worked with, we were so proud, and we were just so delighted that we'd come to help them in so many ways, including marketing, trying to get them investment, and just building this relationship as well. So the key skills that I would say I've learned from Ghana and from the whole experience was, one, patience. I mean, obviously you're in a completely foreign country, you're not used to it. Here it's very fast-paced, we're all busy all the time, we all want to get things done as fast as possible, and it's just not possible all the time here. Internet's not particularly good, although it is getting a lot better. Light, electricity can be an issue, so sometimes you can't necessarily cook your food, or you can't see the food that you're actually trying to eat. And sometimes the showers don't work, and you've got a bucket shower, which was a lovely experience. And so this, and moving on from ICS and Challenges Worldwide, and almost the links that I got, I mean, I'm in contact with every single person that went on this placement, and we're really tight-knit team, and we just still keep updated with what each other's doing, and they're all doing really fantastic things, So the next step, so this is Ed over in the corner, and you can see him doing a bit of a Facebook live feed and videoing the whole thing. So Ed went on an ICS Challenges Worldwide placement within Zambia, and actually Challenges Worldwide connected us because we were both moving to Hong Kong straight after this placement. And so when we met up there, we started talking, we had such similar interests, we'd been on very similar placements, helping similar businesses, and we just had a real connection. And this is where the Social Mercenary formed. We started thinking about ideas, and then I decided to ship 90 bags over to Hong Kong. And this is our launch event at the Conrad Hotel in Hong Kong. And I thought I was going to sell all 90 bags on the day. Well, I sold 4, and we had to carry all of this stock back through. We didn't have enough money for a taxi, so we had to go to one of the train station. There was 4 of us with 4 huge boxes. I'm the last one, 3 of them pile into this lift, and they get stuck. No one's pressed the floor button, and no one can actually press open doors. So they're all stuck there. I'm just laughing outside, but it's you learn from these situations, and it was an incredible experience. And we've moved on from that, and we're now developing more products. So I went over to Ghana about 4 weeks ago. I spent 2 weeks there. We were looking at forming links with a network of ethical factories, and this is the backpacks, the first generation of backpacks, and this is Stephen over here creating the second lot of backpacks. Now, in the ethical factories that we use, we actually have a youth training school within the top floor of this ethical factory. So young people without necessarily the skills of sewing or necessarily the job opportunities that they desired would come out, they would apply, they would get this job at the training school, and they would actually, my backpacks are helping people, and they're training on my backpacks so that when we actually go into production after our Kickstarter campaign, they are going to be the ones making the backpacks and leading the teams. So you can see this sort of hierarchy as the factory expands, they filter up through. We also make a range of products. So we've got the tees. Now you see this wonderful tie. It is made out of woven kente. Now this is made by local artisans within the Kumasi district. So this is it's in the centre region of Ghana, and we basically use this network of artisans to create these hand-woven products. And then we put them onto normal apparel, and it's trying to bring this cultural essence of Ghana and being proud about Ghana and being proud about this amazing community that hasn't really been valued or known about in wider places like the UK or the US. And so then we obviously use, for the backpacks, we use the ethical factories that I've spoken to you about. And now with the caps are really interesting. So you'll notice the theme with the bags and the caps. We use African print, which is locally made within Ghana as well. Now the caps, there's no one in West Africa, and particularly Ghana, that makes caps on an industrial scale. And this is what we are trying to do. So this Kickstarter campaign that we keep talking about, we are going to buy a peaking machine, which is going to be the first of the kind in Ghana. We have to get it from China. And it's going to allow Johnny, who is my favourite tailor, he works in a little shed at the moment, but we've been working, he's been the one creating the first prototypes of these caps. And he's going to be able to produce this at a much faster level, and we're going to be the first people in Ghana to produce these awesome, awesome caps. So that's the Social Mercenary, and that's how I got to there from my placement. Now, we are kickstarting on the 10th of August, so that is next month, it's very soon. And we would love for you to get involved. We are a community as well. We're not just trying to sell all these awesome products. We want you to be involved and just help us improve and help us make this something that really gets traction. So you can go to www.thesocialmercenary.com. And we've got, if you go /kickstarting soon, then you can put your email address in and you can literally follow the journey as we do it. We literally ask everybody, what do you think of this? What do you think of these fabrics? Is this how you want it to look? We really want to get everyone involved. We have an awesome Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook page at The Social Mercenary. So yeah, that is my talk. Are we doing questions? Or no? We can take a couple. So if anyone's got any questions, then that'd be awesome. Yes, please.
How do you hope your project is going to stay sustainable? And do you think, once you start employing more people there, what kind of wage structure might you have, for example? Like, can you try and keep it as egalitarian as possible, or do you think a CEO is inequality going to increase, like in the wage structure, for example?
So we're a for-profit company, and that is, for one reason, is to keep it sustainable. It means that with the money that we make is then reinvested back into increasing the production and increasing the distribution of the products, so that this can be a Ghanaian centre and actually increase the textile industry within Ghana. Now, on your issue of inequality, there's always going to be a little bit of inequality because you have to have managers that are training the people coming up through, and so you're always going to get a little bit of inequality, but we're not going to have a ridiculous where everyone at the top gets all the money and none of the profits seep through. That's just completely unjust. And we work with it, so we're actually testing out a couple of different production techniques and ways in which we set this up. So we partner with the ethical factories through a third party called Ethical Apparel Africa. This third party looks at the factory, makes sure it's completely safe to work in, there's no fire issues, everyone's safe within the building, they've got proper security, and also the wages are paid fairly. Now, I spoke about Johnny the cat, he's just one person at the moment, and that's going to be an issue when we grow production. So I actually went to a talk in London last week, and this woman from India who's just been to the World Economic Forum in Davos, her business, it's called the Creative Million, has gone from £100,000 to 4 million. They supply IKEA, and their model is revolutionary because they don't use a factory, everyone is completely distributed. So a massive problem, especially for women, is they have to commute this huge distance, that's a huge part of their wage, and that's a real issue. So what they do is they split up, they have a hub within the main city that supplies all the materials, and then they distribute that to the sewers in their local regions, their local towns, and then they work on the product, they then send it back to the hub, and the hub then centralizes it and distributes it to big companies like IKEA. So with the hats, that's the model that we want to use, and we then would hopefully use that on the bags as well. But because of timing and the Kickstarter coming up, we've had to use the ethical factory for the backpacks. But we still hope this. We think this is a fair. We want to take over our own production, but this is the best that we can do at the moment. We think being ethical is fundamental, although it's not a marketing ploy for us. It's just we think that's how it should be done. Yes, please.
Sorry if you've already answered this question, but you said that you work with like fish smoking.
Yeah.
So how is it? You went to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
How did you get linked up with the business that made the bags? How did you get linked up with Johnny, who's in caps as well?
Okay. Yeah. So this is, I've got this theory that if you're following your passion, things just slide into place. Now, when I was in Ghana, I was doing this fish smoking. A lot of my friends were going out and just going to all these different tailors, trying to get awesome jazzy shirts and things like that. I wasn't really too focused on that at the time. I was trying to help this fish smoking business. But when I bought a couple of bags from local suppliers, I went back home and everyone absolutely loved them. And I was like, well, actually, this could work. And promoting this African fashion is a really good thing to be doing, and especially if you're helping these small producers. Now, what happened so then I moved to Hong Kong, I had an internship over there. What happened when we shipped the 90 bags over was, one, quality control was a huge, huge issue. What had actually happened was the person that I bought the backpacks off of then was actually only a middleman, and he would then get lots of other people to do the production. Now this meant that all the bags were completely different. They weren't up to standard really, they had a few issues. So then when I was thinking about how to go forward with this, I started looking at what's in Ghana, what production is there to do this on a bigger level and to do it on a good quality level. And I found these ethical factories, we started talking, I went back to Ghana and I started speaking to them and looking about how they did this production, how they maintained ethical standards, and whether I thought this was appropriate for what we were doing. Now with Johnny was actually introduced to me from another guy called Stephen, not the guy you saw in the photo, but Stephen was also in ICS Challenges Worldwide as an in-country volunteer, probably about 4 years ago when the program first started, and he actually reached out to me on our alumni page on the Challenges Worldwide Facebook thing, and he said, look, I love what you're doing, I love how entrepreneurial it is, and I want to get involved, I want to help out. And so literally when I got landed in Ghana, he picked me up, he sorted me out accommodation, and I was able to pay him petrol and he would drive me around to different places so we could attend business meetings. And he's hopefully going to work for us in the future when we've got more funds and better infrastructure. And so he set me up with this tailor, and then we started working with the tailor as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, that's it guys. But I'll be able to stand in the back, so you just talk to me later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jack. That was brilliant.